hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. So we're going to be covering the call of the time now.
Yes.
Hi, Dad. Can you please mute your calls, your mics? Thank you. Okay. So call of the time now, pause for peace, is this timely topic that we're going to hear from our presenter this afternoon. And the special guest addressing this topic this afternoon is Sister Dipti Shah, who is going to be speaking to us from Nairobi, the capital of Kenya, and the largest city of Kenya, might I add, in Africa at her time of 4 a.m. I'm sharing this with you all because I feel Zoom is facilitating for us to learn about the world and also who is where it all and where what. And also for all of us to appreciate that these great guests come at the silent times, early in the morning to be with us. So it is worth noting. Sister Dipti was born and brought up in Nairobi, Kenya, and she has been with the Brahma Kumaris since 1983. So something like 37 years. And she has dedicated her life to serving humanity since 1984. When traveling was possible at the time, Sister Dipti has traveled to over 31 countries in Africa, giving her services and conducting courses as well as seminars on topics like meditation, positive thinking, stress-free living, inner leadership, and many other self-development programs, courses, and classes. She has also traveled to many countries, both domestically and internationally, to introduce this wonderful and much needed initiative called Pause for Peace, which is part of the title of today's conversation. And Pause for Peace is the initiative that she has been part of. And Sister Dipti holds the secretariat for the African countries and coordinates the activities for the Serve Africa Retreat Center in Nairobi. So there is a lot more introduction for Sister Dipti, but we do not want to take the time away from her to share with us and to do the introductions. So you got a snippet of what she has been doing, but now we want to hear from her and her words of wisdom. Om Shanti, Sister Dipti, and welcome.
Thank you. I'd like to say good afternoon to you and good morning from my end. And it's a pleasure to be with you all today because it's a very, very important topic that we have taken up, and it's something that's so much needed today because we know what is everybody seeking for today is peace. And that's why we say the call of time today that's telling us what we need to do now is to pause. What does it actually mean to pause? And actually, what are we going to talk about today is a time for realization. That is to illuminate the inner self and to enlighten the self and what can happen with that. Because the auspicious time that we are passing through as well, especially for the Asian community, is the time of Diwali. That's the time they illuminate the whole house with external lights, but it's also important to light this light inside. So that's something that we're going to talk about today. And looking at our lives, How do we do that? What we've been through. It's about 1 year now that we've all come to a point in life where there has been a lot of inner realizations and checking ourselves what we had been doing up till now, the time that we had been passing through before this period of this 1 year of the pandemic. What were our lives like? What is everybody seeking for today is peace, not realizing what our lives were like. And I'd say we were all heading, racing, not knowing what was the destination. Just moving on so fast, there was no time for the self. And we thought this is so normal, right? And what did we do in this time when we thought that was normal? We were trying to fulfill ourselves with the demands that we had, and trying to fulfill those demands. Where did we go wrong? We found that we lost respect for the self. We lost respect for each other. And there was no time. There was always complaining. Everybody had one complaint. There's no time, or time is going very fast. There was no time for the family, no time for our children, no time to appreciate others, no time for nature, no time to eat, no time to sleep. And the other thing that is very, very important, no time to breathe well. This air that is so important today, that people are striving for in this life, in this pandemic, is this air. We had no time to breathe properly. We had no time to pray, no time to meditate. We do it very quickly, but not that time that we could create for it. Consciously think positive. So all that happened in our lives up till now, and this is why the universe had to create a scenario for us in which we could pause, stop for a moment, take a break, look back inside ourselves and see what were we doing. Were we actually satisfied with the way we were leading our lives? Were we content? Were we experiencing what we wanted to experience? And we realized that we were not content. So what is the need of the hour? What do we need to do now? What is time telling us to do now? Time is so important in our lives, right? How many times during the whole day do you look at the clock on the wall or the watch on your wrist? How many times during the day do we realize the importance of time? It's not that clock that we're going to talk about, not that time, but the time of my life now. How can I bring this light within me? How can I illuminate my inner self? Bring myself back on the right track where I need to be. Not just a race where I don't know my destination, but bring the self on the right track where I need to be. And what do I need to do for that? I need to sit down and I need to withdraw myself from everything outside. I need to go within, withdraw myself from everything outside. We know the world outside, what's happening to the world, what it's going through. Yes, we accept that, but for some moments today, let us step back. Let us withdraw ourselves from everything around and look at ourselves inside. Contemplate. And what are the realizations that we're going to get with this contemplation? What realization is coming in at this time? I'm sure all of you must have had lots of realizations for this past 1 year that we've been through. We can say this is almost the 11th month, and half the month has also gone. a lot of realizations has come in. And what I have realized is what I'm going to share with you is what has come up is respect. Respect for the self. I didn't know the value of the self, the strength, the power that I had within myself that I didn't realize. And that's what's come up. And with that realization, respect for the self, respect for others. We've just taken people for granted. Yes, they are there in my life. I work with them. I have my family. Everything is there. People are there around me all the time. But respect for people, what has become the state of the world today? People are afraid of people. People are afraid of people. They don't even have the time to even now shake hands. Yes, there's fear. And so this respect for others has come in realizing people had so much importance in my life, and look what time has made us do. Actually seeing what's happening outside and listening to the news outside right in front of our eyes. You know, the state people have gone through, especially those who are sick, who have the disease, nobody can go near them. Even your most loved ones cannot go near them. You can imagine what has happened. In just a few days, people have gone apart. And even to go close to other people, what do? We have to wear masks. So respect for people came in. Looking at that state, and then respect for our world. This world is a beautiful place that we are staying in. But what did we do to this beautiful world that we are staying in? What a mess that we made of this world. And so now it's time not just to illuminate this light inside, but illuminate the light in this world, the light of love, the light of peace, the light of happiness, the light of compassion, closeness. And looking at this beautiful world, we have this power inside us to transform this world, to make it into a better world. Respect for the self, for others, and the world. The realization also came in that we need to create time for our family and for our children. This is what time made us do as well, especially those who went through total lockdown. They were with their family most of the time. We were lucky here in Kenya. The lockdown was not complete 100% lockdown. We had partial lockdown, where we had curfew from a certain time in the evening till early morning. But daytime people could go out very lightly. Yes, we could meet we could go and do our work. That was possible here. We were not in a complete lockdown. But for those who went for a complete lockdown, there was time for the family, appreciating the family, appreciating life. There could have been clashes that were coming up because we've never had time to be with our families so long. But that's important to realize. We're all not perfect. We all have got specialities in us, which we need to look at, which we need to appreciate. And this is one great thing that has come up is gratitude and appreciate. How many things have we thanked that we have in our lives today that people find they don't have in their lives today? Appreciating not just the self, not others, appreciating the things that I have, appreciating time, and have gratitude for everything. How many times have we said, thank you for this time that I had? It was a time of great realization. It was a time to go within. So gratitude for this life as well. Gratitude for nature. The 5 elements of nature that we see outside. And that's what we started with. The 5 elements, the value of air. Yes, people are put on ventilators. They're given artificial respiratory systems to help them breathe. We have this air outside, which does not cost us anything. But did we ever think it's so important in my life? Yes, we knew that if we don't have air, we can die. But did we ever think the value of it? And realizing how much fresh air, pure air was created in this standstill that was created. Yes, all the vehicles stopped, the pollution lessened, and we could see clarity around. That was very important, air. And so now we learn to breathe, not just breathe in that stress, that tension that we were in, but breathe very deeply. This is healing. This air that is outside is healing ourselves, healing this physical body. The more the oxygen goes in the head, you can think better. And that's the realization that came in for the element of air, water. There was a time that even this water that we were drinking, we were just drinking for the sake of drinking because we are thirsty. But we don't know 80% of this body is made of water. And whatever vibrations you feel in the water is affecting this physical body. Sicknesses that come. One cause is we are not taking it with the right consciousness. And then we have the fire, the sun. The rays of the sun are so important. People could not go out of their houses. And that's the time they thought, oh, we should go out in the sun. We should take in this energy of the sun, the heat. And of course, the food that is grown. That's the space that we live in, the earth. The food that we take in. Even this food that was being prepared. People had fear in them. That how can we take this food? So fear was filled in with vibrations. So looking at the 5 elements, that's something that I realized that we need to look at the 5 elements and see how these elements also played an important role in our lives. So learning to appreciate, learning to accept everything as it is. You see, we were always in a life of complain, right? Seeing others, complain. Seeing what somebody doing, complain. Seeing the self that is not going right, complain. So now is the time of gratitude. Gratitude, thank the self. At least I woke up this morning and I have this fresh air to breathe. Looking at the others around, I appreciate that. And so what is time telling us to do now? We have to do a major cleansing. This time, this auspicious time of Diwali that we are celebrating is a time that is telling us, what do people usually do at this time? There is major cleansing of external facilities, the house and everything around. But that's just a few days in the year, and then we just leave the mess around as it is. But now we're talking about a major cleansing, this cleansing that is internal. This internal, every corner of my being inside needs this cleaning, inner cleansing. And we have 4 aspects of life that we live in. One aspect of my life that I live in is my physical aspect of my life, the physical body, which is what I call the doing aspect of my life. Physically, we try to keep ourselves fit. We do exercises, we take care of the body. the doing part of my life, I take care of that as well. The other aspect of my life is the feeling aspect of my life, the social aspect of my life. We call ourselves social beings, and we care for each other, we respect each other. The social aspect of my being, I take care of that as well. The third aspect of my life is the mental aspect of my life, which is the thinking aspect of my life. I take care of that as well. I want to be very updated with the information that's coming from outside in the world, the information that's coming in from technology. I want to be updated with everything. And I take care of that part of it as well. Yes, I want to know the news of the world, what's happening outside. That is taken care of as well. The fourth aspect of my life, which was a little bit neglected, which I thought was not necessary now, is also an important aspect of my life. You see, if you're sitting on a chair, you're sitting on anything, there's usually 4 legs, right? To make you stable. But if one leg is missing, what will happen? One leg is missing off that seat, you will be wobbly, unstable. And so these are the 4 legs of my life. And if one was neglected, what was I experiencing in my life? All these jerks and instability and everything. And that fourth aspect of my life is the spiritual aspect of my life, the being aspect of my life. We call ourselves human beings, right? We don't call ourselves human doing, human feeling, human thinking, but a human being. So now is the time to bring spirituality in my life. Spirituality is not a religious dogma. Spirituality deals with my life values. It helps me to bring up my self-esteem. And that's what spirituality means, looking at the being inside. And when we neglected this aspect of our lives, the spiritual aspect of our life, what did we experience? We all know what we experience: stress, tension, fear, worry, anxiety, name it. You can add on to it. That's what we experienced. So what does spirituality mean today? And looking at the terms that are being used in the world today, we look at spirituality as sanitizing the mind. We sanitize our hands, we sanitize our surroundings, everything to keep safe, right? So now we need to sanitize our minds. How do I sanitize my mind? How do I cleanse the inner self inside? So everything externally is going to be the same, but I have a different attitude that I can look at everything with. To sanitize my mind, I need that ingredient. Usually we have the sanitizing liquid, which has these ingredients that keeps me away from all these bacteria and the viruses and everything. But internal sanitizing of the mind, I need this energy, this very pure energy. And that pure energy only comes from the higher source, the supreme source. And that's what I need to do, to illuminate this light within, the inner light. I need to connect myself to this higher source, the supreme source. And that's the main powerhouse. How do I connect to this main powerhouse? And that's what this festival is about, creating this light within, enlightening the self to illuminate the surrounding. And when I connect myself to this higher source, the supreme source, what do I need to do first? As I said, first is to withdraw. Even for this, I need to withdraw myself from all my surroundings, from everything around. Go within. Realize what this being is within. We know we've talked about the soul, we've talked about the spirit, we've talked about the consciousness. We know all these terms, but now is the time to experience. And this experience can only come in when I learn to be silent internally. So if I withdraw myself from everything that's external, yes, it's all there. But for the moment that we are going to be together, let us withdraw ourselves from all the surroundings, everything around me, and take myself within. And visualize myself as that being. I am the light in the forehead. This is where the being sits in this physical body. Let's light the light within. I am the light in the forehead. Visualize yourself as that spark of energy, a sparkling light in the center of the forehead. That's the first step of withdrawing. I'm not this huge human body that I always identified myself with. I'm just that spark of energy. A beautiful sparkling light in the center of the forehead. How does it feel to be that sparkling light in the center of the forehead? Light has two words. Light means brightness. Light means no weight. So I let go the weight of this physical body and I illuminate this light within, the sparkling light in the center of the forehead. And when I light this light within, I experience the energies that I'm made up of, the energies that we're looking for outside. The main one is peace, love, happiness. I am love. I am peace. I am happiness. As I create these thoughts in my mind, I start feeling these energies around me. Energies of love, peace, happiness. And these energies of love, peace, happiness emanate from the center of my forehead and they flow into my physical body. As these energies touch every organ of this physical body, these energies are healing. They're energizing this physical body. They're recharging this physical body. My body feels energized, recharged. And I feel some new energy coming up through me. And I feel this beautiful light within this physical body, which is emanating, vibrating all around. The space that I'm sitting in is also being charged with these energies. There's love, there's peace, there's happiness around me. This is creating an aura around me, which is healing the energies around. So the consciousness that I'm bringing in is that I am a light in the center of the forehead. One light to lit up. The other light that I lit up is I am the light of God's eyes. I connect myself to God, the higher source, the supreme source, however you would term that to be. And how would I do that? When I have illuminated this light within me and I've become that sparkling light in the center of the forehead, I take myself beyond this physical space, into a space where there is no boundaries. It's a space of golden red light, where there is just peace and stillness. It's an unlimited space of golden red light. And I, the being, that sparkling energy, is in this space of golden red light, where there is just peace and stillness. I feel myself floating in this space as I don't have the heavy weight of this physical body. And I'm absorbing this peace and silence. The mind is becoming still, calm, just enjoying the peace and silence around. Stillness. The speed of the thoughts is slowing down. My mind is becoming calmer. Enjoying this space. Absorbing this peace within me. I'm not connected to anyone, anything around. I'm just that being of light, a peaceful being. In this space, I visualize the Supreme Being, the higher source. I connect myself to this higher source. As I connect myself to this higher source, I'm experiencing a lot of love, unconditional love, no expectations. And this love is allowing me to offload all my burdens, the heaviness that I have inside me, my problems, my obstacles, my negativity. I offload all my burdens to this source. The source is accepting all these burdens, and I feel so light inside, unburdened. And this is a new lightness that I'm feeling inside, another light that has lit up inside me, the light of lightness. No burdens. I'm just that being of light in the company of this unlimited light, experiencing this unconditional love, acceptance from the source. And having lightened myself, this source is sending me waves of love, peace, happiness, power, wisdom. These beautiful rays are feeling me. They're cleansing me. They're healing me. I feel so energized. I feel so purified that I can allow these energies to flow through me. And from me, they flow out to this physical world. I'm just a detached observer. I've withdrawn my energies from everything around. And I'm just sending these energies as a detached observer to this planet, to all the people in this planet. So I am the light of God's eyes. God is sending these energies through me to the world. I am the light in the center of the forehead. I am the light of God's eyes. I'm seated on God's heart throne. In this space, beautiful space, being with the Supreme Energy, I'm seated on his heart throne. I've cleared myself, unburdened myself, that I feel so light to sit on his heart. And I become the right hand of God. I become his helper. These are the lights that we're going to light within ourselves. The light of enlightenment. That I don't blame anybody. And now I need to think differently. I'm not going to think in the same way that I had been thinking up till now. I am going to create a different consciousness, a different way to think. I'm going to change my thinking. Because we never realize what is the power that is filled in the thoughts that I am creating. How far was I responsible to contribute towards what is the state of the world today? Not only my state, but the state of the whole world today. I was actually contributing to it, not realizing. And so I can also contribute towards the world to make this world a better place to live in. And so consciously, I need to change my way of thinking. And this is what we say, sanitizing the mind. The quality of thoughts that come up in the mind have got to be high frequency thoughts because they're creating energy. We don't realize constantly we are emanating this energy around, constantly. And in the fast life that we were leading, what was the energy that was emanating through me? We all know about that. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what is the energy that I need to emanate through me at this present time to help my world heal. And in this world, we're talking about everything. The self, the people who come in my contact, the people who I work with, the 5 elements, the nature, the water, everything comes in here. We need to do a major cleansing. But first, the major cleansing starts with the self. When I've done this major cleansing in myself, of appreciating, of loving, realizing the value of the self, that's when the cleansing outside starts. And this starts, whatever I'm thinking is going to come in my words, right? It's going to come in my words. What am I speaking all the time? So what did time do to us? To realize what I am speaking, we all had to wear a mask, right? Wherever you go, when you're in public, you're wearing a mask. What is that signaling us to do? Only talk that which is necessary. Otherwise, keep quiet, right? That's another way of zipping ourselves. That's why we are wearing a mask. This mask is giving us a lot of realization. What had we been doing up till now? Just chat. We had become more of a chatterbox, right? And then this chatting, how many people did we hurt? Not only ourselves, even others as well. Then we realize how many wrong things that we've done, we start repenting. So awareness also comes on what we are speaking, because that is connected to what we are thinking. So our words also change. Our language also changes. This is the language of high frequency thoughts, high vibration thoughts. And how does that come in? How do we raise this energy within? Then what comes out is going to be high energy. And that's what we're doing consciously. We need to sit down, go into that silence, create time for the self to think positive, to pray, to chant, to meditate, which is very, very necessary today. I don't think at any other time have people prayed so much, especially those who have been affected, those who are in crisis. They're praying. They could be going against God as well, saying, why are you making me suffer? But yes, on the other hand, a lot of praying is going on individually, and that vibrations of everybody is spreading out to around in the world, cleansing these energies as well. And how do we do this? We just don't need to sit down in one place, pray and all that. Yes, that's necessary when you have the time. But wherever you could be, whatever you're doing, create some positive thoughts within yourself and constantly remind the self of these positive energies, positive thoughts like affirmations. You know, the black circles that we had created around ourselves, the negative energies of how we looked at people, how we criticized, all these energies, the black circles that we had created. Now we want to transform this black circle into white circles, right? And this is done with this positive energy that we're going to create. That was the black circles. Now is the white circles we're going to create around the self of this positive energy, positive affirmations. Previously, yes, many of us practiced these positive affirmations, which is what we call self-respect. Many times we reminded ourselves of this self-respect, reminding myself of who I am. But that could have been a few times a day. I need to add more to it. 15 times, 20 times, 30 times, the more I'm going to remind. And now we'd say 24/7, constantly reminding the self. Eventually, yes, we start off slowly. It builds up on 15 times, 20 times. But the more I'm going to do it, eventually it becomes a habit. I start seeing myself like that. That affirmation becomes a reality. I can see, I can experience, I can feel myself like that. And that's what we say, think and speak the language. What is gratitude? I would say the language of blessings. Your words can become blessings for others. Because what you're thinking is creating an aura around you. And I'll give you a practical example how it works. And how do we do it? How do we practice it? There was one lady working for an international organization. She says, 12 years I worked here. I never ever had a good relationship with my supervisor. She's always finding faults with what I do. She's always complaining, criticizing, negative, negative, negative. And she was so stressed about it. Now, when she learned this technique of positive attitude, she said, let me practice. So she went to work earlier than her normal time. And what she did, coincidentally, her supervisor was out of town. So she went and sat in her supervisor's chair. Sitting in the supervisor's chair, she created very simple, positive affirmations of what she wanted to see, what she wanted to experience. So she created these affirmations in the mind and spread that energy around. My supervisor is very loving. My supervisor is very cooperative. My supervisor is very understanding. Simple, we can all do it. Not difficult at all. What she wanted to experience, she started thinking that sitting on that chair. Now the chair was not important, but she sat on that chair every day and it consciously reminded her to think like that. And when the supervisor came back and sat in that chair, the supervisor actually started thinking and acting like that. She said, first time in 12 years, has my supervisor ever given me a Christmas card and a gift for my daughter. This is blessings. This is blessings. We don't know, our thoughts are creating blessings for others. It's helping them transform their lives. She could have been acting like that because of the peer pressure, the pressure from outside, the pressure from the family, the pressure of the work or anything. But this energy has helped her to transform. This is what I can do. When I'm connected, when I'm drawing the energy from this main powerhouse, and this is what we say, we give blessings. Think and speak the language of blessings. We know the world is negative. We know the world is sick. We know the world is diseased. Now, if I go on adding more to it, seeing it as it is, what am I contributing? What energy am I contributing? To make it worse. Now we need a transformation. I want to help it change. And to help it change, I need to give it the energy, what I want to see. And so sanitizing the mind, the mask that I'm wearing is reminding me the language that I should be speaking. You see, even physically, time is telling us what we need to do. And what are the thoughts that I create in the mind? How do I change these energies? Yes, we are seeing sickness outside, but I need to create this beautiful aura around me. I need to tell myself, I am healthy. You know, the brain cannot recognize between reality and imaginary. Yes, this is what I shared with you. The brain cannot recognize the reality and imaginary. So whatever you're going to tell it, it's going to start processing it. And so all the negativities that I had, how do I process it and make it positive? So if I'm sick, I tell myself inside, I'm healthy, perfectly healthy. Positive affirmations. I'm just triggering you into start thinking like that. Of course, you're going to start creating your own as well. If there is fear, I'm fearless, I'm powerful, I'm confident. If there's anxiety inside, I am happy. Where there's tension, stress, I am peaceful. But there's weakness and there's a feeling of helplessness, seeing the state of the world. What can I do? I am powerful. If I'm powerful, I can make others powerful. If somebody is affected, is infected, I am a pure being. My body is perfect and healthy. Those whose businesses are affected, yes, that's happening a lot outside today. My life is free from obstacles. My life is secure. My job is secure and will always be. And no thoughts about tomorrow. Tomorrow is not going to be negative. I am going to be successful. These are the positive affirmations, just a sample of them. But you can check your own thoughts and see what is negative in there, what is not right in there. And the best way to do is, whenever any thought like that comes and you realize, write it down. Write it down. Convert it to positive. Practice it. And the more you're going to practice, the more positive energy is going to emanate through you. Unconsciously, energies are always emanating through us. And if I ask myself, what is the energy that's emanating through me now? I'm And what do I want to emanate out to the world? I want to be part of my world in this healing process. Yes, there are many who are doing the healing physically, but this healing, this spiritual healing, is something that everybody can do. And I want to be part of that. Yes, somebody can feed people, they can give them food, they can give them clothing, they can give them physical things. But how many people are there in the world who can give peace, love, happiness, courage, tolerance? And this is what we need to do. We all are part of this huge family. And this is what time is telling us to do now, to pause for peace. And so now we are going to take you on a little journey within. And so let's all sit comfortable wherever we are. And as I say, withdraw myself, all my energies from all around. Focus all the energy on the center of the forehead. This is where I, the being, in this physical form resides. I am a being of light, a being of love, a being of peace, a being of happiness, a being of compassion. I'm not this huge human form that I always identified myself with. The labels that I gave to this human form, the labels of the name, the profession, the gender, the religion, the nationality, these are just labels. I'm something much more than these labels. I am a being of peace, a being of love, a being of happiness. As I create these energies within me, I see these energies flowing out from the center of my forehead into my physical body. As these energies flow into this physical body and they touch every organ of this physical body, they help in healing, energizing this physical body. My body feels calm, is charged, recharged. For some moments, I'm going to take myself beyond this physical space into a space where there's no boundaries, a space of golden red light above this physical world, a space in which there is peace and stillness. I am that being of light. I visualize myself as a sparkling star in the night sky. Visualize the sparkling stars in the night sky and see which star attracts you. This powerful sparkling star which attracts you, pick that star and stick it in your forehead. I am that sparkling star. In this space of golden red light, I'm just that sparkling star, the being. There's no heaviness of this body. There's no burdens of this body. Just a sparkling star, absorbing this peace within. My mind is becoming silent inside. In this silent space, just absorbing this peace. I become very still. Just enjoying this beautiful energies of peace in this space of golden red light. I visualize the supreme energy a very powerful star, more powerful than me. I connect myself to this star. As I connect myself to this star, I experience this unconditional loving energy coming towards me. And I step into this energy of love, like an ocean of love. And I feel myself bathing in this love, cleansing, energizing, being healed in this energy of love, unconditional, unlimited love. And I share all my burdens with this energy. I offload all my burdens, allow it to flow in this energy of love. This love absorbs all this heaviness inside. And I feel very light. And I feel friends with this energy. When I can offload, when I can talk. I can share energies. And this energy in return is sending me waves of love, peace, happiness, power, wisdom. These energies are charging me. They're making me feel very powerful inside. And these energies are flowing out through me, reaching out to all the people around me. My family, the people I come in contact with, my colleagues, my work colleagues. As it reaches out to them, they respond to these energies. They feel their problems are being solved. Their obstacles are being removed. They're becoming lighter. I further send these energies out into the city that I'm staying in. To all the people in this city, I'm sending them energies of love, peace, happiness, power, and wisdom. Everybody's responding to these energies. The city is becoming very peaceful, loveful. I further send these energies out to my whole country. These energies are reaching out to all the people who are in distress, who are in pain. He's energizing them. My country is becoming a peaceful place, a loveful place, a happy place. We reach out to the whole world. All the people in this world are receiving these energies, especially to those who are experiencing pain, sorrow, who have a lot of stress, tension. Those who are sick, I'm sending them energies of tolerance, courage. And they're getting the strength and support from these energies, as they're getting the support from the physical instruments. The physical body is getting support. They're getting the spiritual support of these energies. They're becoming calm. All the ones who are healing them, the ones who are in the front line, I'm sending them these energies of courage, appreciation, gratitude. This whole world is healed with these energies. Nothing negative can stand in front of these energies. And I send these energies out to the 5 elements of nature that are creating great havoc around. I'm making friends with them, helping them heal. There is purification. There is pure energy, pure air, pure water. The food that's growing is also food that gives us the energy to think in the right way. And this is my gift to my world on this special occasion of Diwali. I light this light within myself, and I light these lights of beautiful energies around in the world. Let's create a chain of these lights and create these beautiful energies of light around. This is what they do. They light the light. And this light is called diya. In Gujarati, it's known as diya. The word diya means give. So this is my contribution in healing myself, energizing myself, and contributing to the world. And this is what the call of the time now is, to pause for peace. I pause, I go within, and I spread these energies as many times as I can do. And this will help in the process of healing. Step by step, we will see a change. And for this, in Nairobi, we've created a project. This project is known as Godly Power Bank. Godly Power Bank. We always thought of the other bank accumulating in there, accumulating. But today there's a time when even that does not work. So a bank in which we can accumulate the power that comes in handy whenever, wherever, however we need it. Not for the self only, but for the world. It's a bank in which we are depositing pure energies, positive thoughts, thoughts for healing the world. And there are different departments that have been created in this. There's one department that is looking at the whole institution. Yes, even our whole institution, especially Madhuban. We're all giving energies to Madhuban, our headquarters now. So there's one department dealing with that. All those who are responsible for centers, there's energy going out to them. There's another department that looks out at all the departments in general. That department that looks at the responsibilities of the whole institution is the managing director's department. The other is the bank manager. And this is looking at everything that all the department needs, helping them out in their departments. And there is one which is connection to Baba, who is the owner of the bank, and giving everybody the help that they need, which is the company secretary. Then we have a forex department, exchanging all the negativity that is in the world with positivity. So that's the department that deals with changing everything that's negative, impure to purity, unhealthy to healthy. So they're exchanging. There's one which is customer service. All the countries in the world are their customers. So they pick on the countries daily 2 countries and they focus on the countries. So you're receiving vibrations as well. And there's one which is personal department. You know, the well-known people in the world, people look at them, they want to follow them. So special vibrations are sent to them that they become helpers of God. They become cooperative in helping this world become a better place. Then there is the cashiers. The cashier's work is to give powers, virtues, and wisdom of knowledge. Imbibe it and share it with others. There is the IT department. That is all the IT people in the world who are creating chips in the world, giving them this information through the vibrations that they create, the chip of these positive thoughts, help in healing the world. And then there is a loans department. There are many who have taken from God, they've taken energy, they've taken sustenance from God and have gone very far away. So it's a reminder that is sent to them through vibrations. Come back and you have to repay this loan that you've taken from God. And then there is the PR department. The PR department works with the media. All the medias in the world, every country has their media. So these medias are given vibrations that they give out positive news. They become helping hands of God. So beautiful bank has been created where so many members have joined in, become representatives of this bank, about 1,000 of them from around the world. And so these energies are spreading out, not only accumulating for the self, but giving out. Because what do we need to do in this time? We need to sit down, go within, create this energy, and spread this energy around. So thank you very much for this valuable time. And you can imagine it's Amrit Vela here, very pure energy, very pure vibration, so silent. So the energy that was coming out was also energy like that. And so you are going to go to sleep at night with this beautiful energy. So your morning is going to be a golden morning as well. So thank you and Om Shanti.